you're ready. Just gonna catch the video of this. So
Sure.
I'm gonna use this as my backup.
Okay.
Hey, this is Domonic. I'm back here at the Rockstar Energy Uproar Fest, and we have Chris Jericho right here from Fozzy. And I just want to say it's really cool to meet you and actually check you out live because I haven't had a chance to do that before.
Yeah, man, it's exciting. It's been a great tour with, this being like our first kind of coast-to-coast extensive U.S. tour. It's really cool to give longtime fans of ours a chance to see us who haven't, and then have thousands and thousands of people who don't really even know the band walking away going, "Wow, that band was killer." And that's why you do something like this to, just for the people that you already have in the family, and then getting tons of new ones involved as well.
How's the reception like from record to record? How is like the media taking up on that?
Well, this is by far our biggest reviewed record, our most reviewed record, and the best reviews we've ever had in our career, which is great because I guess right before Chasing the Grail, we started working on that, the last record. We said, Fozzy is going to become our priority. It's time to really, really take this as far as we can go with it. And that's what we kind of really been working on. And the momentum that we've had and the accomplishments we've done in just the last 3 or 4 years have been amazing. So it's cool for us to know that Sin and Bones is our best reviewed record because it was the first one in Century Media. We knew that Uproar was right on its heels. So we wanted to create and deliver something that was really, really special. And it's good to know that everybody else felt the same way about it.
It was nice. When I saw you guys hooked up with Century, and when the festivals come up, I was like, man, you guys are there. You're almost there. I can see you guys getting on the cusp, and things are going to take off for you. Is that the vibe you guys were getting off it too?
Yeah, I mean, I went through this before, in wrestling with Chris Jericho, building up the name and the brand. In about 99 or 2000, you could really feel like something is about to explode. And that's what I feel right now with what we've been doing and where we're going. It's like we took a long time to push this boulder up the hill, and now we're almost at the point where you just give it one more little shove, and then it starts rolling on its own. When it starts going on its own, then it becomes a beast out of your hands. It becomes a beast with its own life. And that's kind of where we're getting that point. I feel like just a little bit more feet up the hill, and then down it's going to go. And doing a tour like this is definitely a huge momentum builder for us.
How is the vibe coming off of from wrestling and into the music, the fan base? Do you feel like you're getting more of the wrestler fans coming out to you, or the true metalheads? They're finally picking up from you, thinking, from the wrestling thing, they're thinking, oh, that's a wrestler, that's not metal, it's a joke kind of thing. How's that vibe with you?
Well, I mean, that's one thing that you always have to kind of understand is that people sometimes don't like it if you want to do two things. And it's not like I didn't just wake up one day and go, hey, I'm going to be in a band. I mean, this is something I've been doing since I was 12 years old, And I wanted to be in a rock band, and I wanted to be a wrestler when I was a kid. Didn't care if anybody said I couldn't do it, and I still don't care. You got to follow your dreams and do what you believe in. And this we're not going anywhere. We've been doing this for 13 years, 6 records in. We'll put another record out after that, another one after that, and I'll be playing music when I'm 70 years old, God willing, if I'm still here. I'm playing an acoustic guitar in the back of an Applebee's, playing Nevermind songs or something. I mean, we are not going anywhere. And when people start to figure that out and realize this is real, we believe in this, and it's good, then that's when you can really get them on your side. And I always like to compare it to 30 Seconds to Mars. Great band, huge band, and oh my gosh, the lead singer is also an actor. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me that I don't call it an actor's band. I call it a great band, and the guy's, talented enough that he's a great actor too. Good for him. And that's kind of where I think we've got to this point where this never was a wrestling band, but it took a while for people to know that they could trust us, that we're not going to lead them astray. And then once they realize that this is a great band and this is real and we are continuing to soldier forward, then they go, you know what? We want to give this band a chance. And when they give us a chance, they always like us. The only people that don't like Fozzy are the people that never heard us before.
That's it. I agree with that.
Right?
Yeah, one of the things that I think is really cool is listening to your music and listening to the evolution of Fozzy itself. From the first one, and just listening to you guys all the way through. Then listen to your voice. And that was one of the things I talk about in the review, saying you're an influence to the new generation of music that's coming out these days. And especially with this last one that came with Sin and Bones, you hear a different style of you on it, which is real cool. And it sounds like you were leaning towards that Avenged Sevenfold kind of sound, the vocals. Is that what you were trying to go for, or was this more internal? That's the vibe I got out of it.
Yeah, I wasn't really trying to go for anything. I mean, a couple records ago, people said, "Oh, you sound a lot like Ozzy, like a young Ozzy," and it's like, that's a huge compliment, but it's not something I ever tried to do. It's just is what it is, That's why it was fun for us to do Fairies Wear Boots as a B-side for this record, because I actually got to try and sound like Ozzy. I was like, holy shit. But I think the biggest thing of what I found out is that we did a lot of touring on Chasing the Grail, 16 months in 15 countries or whatever it was, and really kind of found even more than ever what is my wheelhouse as a singer. And on this record, because we wanted it to be the best record we'd ever done, we wanted to have a certain tone, a certain vibe to it. We wanted it to be very cohesive, and there's a lot of challenging vocal parts, but there's also a lot of parts that are fit perfectly into what I do. Like Spider in My Mouth, like that's my favorite song to sing. Sin and Bones, my favorite song to sing. Inside My Head is a hard song to sing, but I love it because I never sang anything like that before. Same with Past Life is like that as well. So every band is like this, and every singer or musician is like this, or any professional. The more you do something, the more you figure out what do I do best, and this is it. I don't really even know. I love the Avenged thing. I never sat down and try and sound like Matt. But it's cool though having him on Sandpaper and having kind of a really cool mix between the two of us. The chorus, I love it. It's a great harmony between the two of us, and so you just sing the way that you sing. And whichever way it comes out, as long as you have to make it passionate, you have to make it emotional, you have to believe it, you have to sell it, and wherever it kind of falls, and whoever I sound like, it's always a compliment to hear. You sound like Ozzy, you sound like Avenged. Graham Bonnet, somebody said that. Like, that's pretty obscure, but I'll take it. I love shit like that too. So it's just good. It's good to know that I have my own style. That people know when I sing, they can hear and know that's Jericho, and that's when you can get to that point, you're doing something right.
Well, I think you're doing great with this. Like I said, I love the vocals that you did on this one. I feel like this is really you coming out, and that's what I was talking on a radio show. And the feedback I got from people in our chat room and the callers that were calling in, they were all saying the same thing. Like, yeah, this one is so much better. You're singing songs that are in your wheelhouse, and you're really pulling it off. And you're doing a great job with it. And I'm not just kissing your ass.
No, thanks, man. Like I said, that's good to hear, and there's an evolution, especially, like I said, our band is kind of like Pantera in a lot of ways. The first couple Fozzy records, it was a different vibe, a different thing. Just like the first couple Pantera records were more glammy, we had poofed hair and makeup, and great. But when they became Pantera that we know and love, that's kind of when the career rebooted. And I kind of feel the same way with us. The first two records are great, but our career really started with All That Remains. And, that's kind of like a Kill 'Em All. And then Chasing the Grail is like Ride the Lightning. And then, Sin and Bones is like Master of Puppets. You can see the progression from record to record to record. See them gelling as a band. See, James's evolution as a singer. That's kind of what we have with us too. And I think our next record and the record after that, it's going to get even more tight into what we do best. And that's very heavy music with very melodic, a lot of harmonies in the chorus. It's like if Metallica and Journey had a bastard child, it would be Fozzy. And I like that because not a lot of other bands do that. I think Avenged is one of the other bands that does it. Bullet does it too, where there's a lot of tight melodies within these very heavy riffs. When you peel away the fast drums, you peel away the wicked guitars, all you have is a melody, and all you have is a hook. And if that's not there, then we're not going to do that anymore. It's all about with this style of music that we have that is Fozzy through and through.
When you're writing the songs, how are you putting them together? Are you doing a melody lines first, or are you having the Duke come in doing something, or how's that?
We kind of the last two records did it a little bit backwards. I sent him the lyrics, and then he wrote the riffs and the melodies based on the lyrics I gave him. And that was because I was just really I keep a list of song titles in my phone. And then when it's time for me to write, I'll just look at the song titles that I think are cool. Spider in My Mouth, a great example. And then just start constructing imagery from that. And I'll be right before Grail, I just started doing it. I had 14 sets of lyrics, sent them to Rich and said, here's what I got. Use them or not. And he started constructing. So Sin and Bones was the same thing. This is what I have this time. And then some songs he has done already. Some songs he's creating based on what he's feeling from these words that I'm giving him. And then other times, like, we started writing on the back of the bus last year, which is why we have the recording set up here. He was writing something that was really heavy and really fast. He's like, I don't have any lyrics that fit this riff. Do you have anything? And that's where Blood Happens came from. I had Blood Happens as a song title. I'm like, what do you think about that as a song title? Love it. Start writing heavy lyrics about like a fight, fit together perfectly with the heavy riff he was writing, and boom, we had a song. So there's different ways we do it, but mostly it starts with the words that he takes and then constructs them whichever way he wants.
Gotcha. What other bands are you listening to now that sort of give you an influence in writing? Where are you doing it just out of experiences?
Well, not really writing musically. I mean, for me, like I said, my influence just come from everyday situations, just keeping my eyes open. We had a song on Chase the Rail called Parascovata Catriophobia. It's something I read in a magazine, a car ad in a magazine. For some reason, it was like, do you have Parascovata Catriophobia? What the hell is that? Oh, it's fear of Friday the 13th. Well, that's interesting. What if I just construct a song that's all superstitions? Google, right, and then start piecing it together. You know, like I said, Spider My Mouth is like that. Storm the Beaches. I just wrote that down and thought that would make a really cool, like, epic song with D-Day.
Yeah, that's great. I love that one.
Thanks, man. And now I just got to write. It took about 4 months to write those lyrics.
I believe it, because that one has a lot of motion in there and a lot of little things you hear in there. You got to listen over and over and over.
You do, yeah. And I mean that's like I said, to write that piece. A lot of times when I give Rich lyrics, he chops them up and you know, adds, subtracts, whatever fits, and that's great. Storm the Beaches, much like Wormwood, is like you can't really change any of these words because it's a story. It starts here and it ends here. So that was one of my favorite parts of the record too, because I think that song musically and lyrically paints a picture. You can close your eyes and actually see, you know, the opening scene from Saving Private Ryan or whatever it brings to you. So that my influence just come from life. And then Rich's influence, I mean, I can't speak for him completely, but like I said, it goes back to what I was saying. We love Metallica, we love Pantera, we love Avenged, we love Bullet, we love Journey, we love Styx, we love Pink Floyd, we love Queen, we love the Beatles. I mean, it's kind of a amalgamation of all those influences, probably.
So how long are you going to go on, like, after this tour is over? What's your plans after this one?
We're doing a short run headlining in the States, end of October, beginning of November with Candlelight Red, who's on Uproar. Then we're going over to Europe and the UK with Soil. We're doing a co-headlining tour with them.
It's with Tim
over there.
King.
Yeah.
Tim's a great guy.
Very cool guy. We're looking forward to we met them. We played one show together in the summer. It was a great mix. It was a great fit. Then we're going over to Australia to do Soundwave. That's the festival tour over there, headlined by Metallica. And then, I mean, like I said, there's a lot of doors that are opening from doing this tour and from the record being what it is. And we just want us to stay on the road and continue to tour. We would love to tour with Avenged or Shinedown or Bullet or, you know, the bucket list of Maiden and Metallica, but there's a million bands out there that we can tour with in this moment. We've talked about, we had a great relationship with them. So it's just a matter of putting together the right package and doing something, but we're going to continue to stay out there. We're having a great time, and the record is going over great. The new songs are going over great, and, you know, we have a signing at the end of every show, and our line is always second to Shinedown, so it's good to know that people are seeing this gig and wanting to be a part of it, buying the CD and wanting to get a sign and wanting to shake hands, and that's where you know that you're really doing something cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just a couple more things here and we'll let you go. Are there going to be any more Meeting of the Minds on Eddie Trunk's show?
Meeting of the Mind list.
That's
Yeah. We just had one the other day. Rich and I were in studio with Kill Devil Hill, which was cool. Rex and Vinny and the guys.
Oh, those guys are cool.
Great guys, yeah. So, I mean, it's always fun. I love doing that show whenever I'm in town. I love doing that metal show whenever I'm in town. So maybe one of these days I'll go back on that too. But it all depends on schedules. But if I lived in New York, I'd do it every week. That's how much fun we have with it.
Yeah, our radio show, Maximum Threshold Radio Show, is like it's like a retarded version of that metal show.
Okay, yeah, right.
We have really bad humor, but our show's been going on for almost 7 years.
It's great.
So it's real cool, and we're good friends with all those guys there. I actually run their websites and stuff.
Okay,
like
cool.
That, so.
That's cool, yeah, for sure.
So, Chris, can you do us a quick favor?
Yeah.
Can you do a promo ID for us?
Sure.
Just say your name, whatever band you want to be affiliated or with whatever. Say you're listening to Maximum Threshold, and throw something crazy out at the end of it.
It's just Maximum Threshold or MaximumThreshold.net?
Just
Maximum Threshold.
Okay. It'll cover everything.
Gotcha. Hey, this is Chris Jericho of Fozzy, and you are listening to Maximum Threshold. Don't change the channel or I will come find you. I know where you live. I have Google.
Thanks, Chris. I really appreciate it, man.
Thanks, man. Do we even call it channels anymore?